Okay, we're here. We're here. Hi, everybody. How you doing? It's your buddy Uncle Bruce with Stock Markets with Bruce. On this channel, I come on every day when the markets are open. At least I try to. If you are one of these people here, if you're a member of this channel and you're a Gold Bagel member, you're paying $25 a month to be a member of the channel. You've already had two episodes of me, whether you like it or not. You've had your trade tip of the day video. You got that sent to you already. You just had your trade alert show that precedes this show. And now all of you can join me here, whether you're a Gold Bagel member, a Chillin' with Uncle Bruce member, or not a member at all, a subscriber, not a subscriber, a hater, whatever you are, you're welcome. Thank you for coming in. It's great to see you. And I'm excited that you're here. I like to talk about the markets in plain English. I don't like using these terms that these hotshot financial people use all the time. I'm sure many of you out there are reading stuff, hearing podcasts. Maybe you watch other YouTube channels, or you're watching CNBC, or you're watching Fox Business News, or whatever you're following, Bloomberg, and you just don't understand half of what these people are saying. They're using their fancy little Harvard and Princeton words that only other Harvard and Princeton people understand and give a crap about. And we're supposed to figure out what the hell to do with our money. So welcome to the show, where I do the best I can to kind of explain to you what the hell is going on. And for those of you who like making money in the market, you're an option writer. You're becoming stock option or index option writers, credit spread writers. You're becoming poor man covered call writers, buying deep in the money calls. You're learning a lot about the little nuances of the market. Just a quick recap for those who don't know me. I am 68 years old. I am an old fart from the 50s, baby. I'm the 1955 chassis, and I'm still rolling. I entered the stock market in 1978 as a client. And by 79, I was a licensed stockbroker rookie. By 1983, by 85, 84, I was a branch manager of a brokerage firm with 45 employees that I had to watch over. I was a VP of that firm for the province of Alberta. I then took a company public with a friend of mine. We created a business together, and we took a company public, and now I was on the other side of the stock market. So instead of being the broker manager, I was now the president of a publicly traded company. I had all that to learn and do. I moved with my Jennifer Aniston lookalike wife and daughter to the Cayman Islands and was an offshore asset manager for a while. Then I was an offshore and corporate finance consultant for a number of years. So I've had a lot of angles of this market. I was a desk trader for a while, pure broker only. I've done it all. And in 2000, I'm trying to remember the dates here. 2017, I started a YouTube channel, Traveling with Bruce. That was my first YouTube channel. And then in 2020, I started this channel, Stock Markets with Bruce. And what stock did I talk about in 2020, 2021? GameStop, of course. I talked about GameStop. Oh, who didn't? And a zillion people found me and just wanted to know in plain English, what is happening? And so I'm still here. I started going live every day when the markets were open back in January of 2020. That's when I started this quest. I'm still live every day trying to fill you in on what's going on. A lot of YouTube channels started in 2020 and disappeared in 2021, 2022. And very few of us are still here from back then. This is typical for YouTube. People burn out. It's hard to do. It's not easy to want to be this involved. I still have my travel channel, but most of my time is spent here. And so welcome to the Party Pals. We have another very interesting thing going on here, a lot of activity going on. A lot of folks here are commenting on either what I'm saying, or they're talking to each other, and they're asking each other questions. The family here that you are watching while you're listening to this guy rant, the best family on YouTube. This channel has got a really good community of viewers. We try our best to eliminate trolls. We only go member-only comment when the market opens up. So right now we're in pre-market mode, and any of you can comment. You're welcome to during the show when I go member only. If you're not a member of this channel, you can always comment here by making a super chat and asking me a question. Of course, I always accept those. But I really appreciate it when you folks become members of the channel to then comment during the market hours. And also, if you're a Gold Bagel member, one of these guys, you are at the top of the pecking order. You get the daily trade tip of the day, the pre-market show, and on Wednesday nights, Prime Time Live with Uncle Bruce, where we hang out for an hour. You can ask me anything you want about any of the trades you're doing. So way to go. If you are still confused or wondering, really, all this is going on, what else do you do? I also offer classes on my website. I have put classes out on my website to help you understand everything, as much as everything possible about the market, but really it's centered more towards the options thing than anything else. But boy, if you understand how options work, you will understand how the market works. And the folks who are here, who have been here now for coming up to 3 years in January, have completely transformed their outlook on the stock market. They now are not afraid of it. There were people scared to death about the stock market when they joined me. Now they look at the market and say, this is my bitch. I own this baby. I understand what's going on. I'm not afraid of this. And I don't need some highfalutin, fancy dressed banker somewhere or wealth advisor to tell me I should give them all my money and all my extra cash and whatever else I have to have them manage it for me so that I can get a 4, 5, 6% return a year for the next 20 years. I don't need this crap. I want to retire very comfortably, and I want to be in full control of what I'm about. And I'm willing to invest in myself to learn how this is done. But I have to have someone explain it to me in a simple format. If you're a fancy dancy university graduate and you like long words and you like fancy terms and you want a channel with beautiful graphs and beautiful backgrounds and all this stuff with all kinds of technical things, you'll find those guys. You'll find those people. There are other channels out there that'll do that. I don't know if they'll help you make money or not, but you'll get the fancy words you want and all the nice graphics. If you just want to listen to a guy tell you what the hell's going on, I think I'm that guy. So thank you. Thank you all who have been here. Alberto, one of our just greatest viewers, man. He's the best. 32 months he's been a member of this channel. Can you imagine? Get the classes, the best decision many of us have ever made. One-on-ones make that dinero. That's the other thing I didn't tell you. If you take some of these classes, and I highly recommend, get yourself, take a class a week. Go to my website, stockmarketswithbruce.ca. The link is down below. It's all down there. You can take these classes one by one, learn what it is, understand what it is we're talking about here with options and options and options and options. You'll quickly figure it out. You'll quickly, that's what that is. A strike price. Oh, I know what that means. A stink bid. Lesson number so-and-so. I watched it. Take a class a week. Take 2 classes a week. You just watch them. They're about an hour and a half, 2.5, 2 hours each. Hour and a half, 2 hours each. The same people you see here yapping away at each other, they're in the class. They've been there. I do them live. And we have a lot of interaction during the class. My Jennifer Aniston lookalike wife is the moderator of the classes. You'll get very comfortable. You can watch them again and again and again. Once you acquire them, you don't have to buy them all. You can buy one at a time. But once you've taken a few classes, 5, 6, 8, 10, a number of the viewers say, you know what I'd really like? I watch him every day, and I watch his classes. Now I want to have a one-on-one with this guy. I want to talk to him about my situation. I want Bruce to understand what I am dealing with, because Bruce gets it. Every viewer who's here is different than every other viewer that's here. I don't have 100. There's 160 people here right now. None of you have the same situation in your life. You're all different, and it's all different for you, and it's all going to be different for you going forward. I get that. And for some of you, you've decided, you know what? I'm going to hire him for an hour and have a one-on-one in-camera chat at our convenience. We'll work out the timing. I'll be on this half of the screen. You'll be on this half of the screen. And if it's you and your partner, it's you and your significant other, or if it's you and your child, or you and your dad, or what, you decide who's going to be in the private session with us. We'll have our one-on-one. They last an hour or so. I charge $400 for an hour. They go long. We usually go over an hour, but it's $400. And very quickly, in 15 minutes, you'll go, oh, I've already got my 400 back. Oh God, have I got thousands back already. People like Alberto and others have done multiple one-on-ones with me because it's been 3 years and we have gone through a lot of different market scenarios here. No interest rates, higher interest rates, no inflation, one president, now another president, who knows what next. There's so much going on. There are wars happening. There are economic changes happening, companies delisting and coming in, and new IPOs. We covered all. So thank you all who are members already. Bobby Atkinson, 21 months. Thank you for those of you doing these alerts. I appreciate it. Bama Babe, a member for 32 months. I'm a long timer. I love all of you guys. Thank you so much. Many of you are here, have been here for a long, long time. Many viewers of this channel, just so you folks who are new understand, they don't ever talk. They don't ever make a comment. There are Gold Bagel members of this channel who do not wish to be an active talker. They just listen and they absorb the info, and then they go from there. The strong silent type. It's all good. It's all good. I have a number of viewers that I converse with privately only that are actually Gold Bagel members that you never hear from. It's all fine with me. I have no problem with any of it. You are not required to be a commentator, but I love it when you are. And so there you go. So thank you all. The comments keep going. Folks are coming in here. Octavio, member for 30 months. I love these. Thank you all so much. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're following us, and you're getting smarter every day. All right, let's talk about this market. What have we got going on? We're opening up in 32 minutes. The Dow's up 113 points pre-market, about a third of a point. The S&P is up 21 right now, half a point. NASDAQ looks like it's up just under 100 points, which is not quite 2/3 of a percentage point. Oil up $1.18 at 77.59 in Texas. And we've been around the low 70s to the high 70s for the last little while. And there's an OPEC meeting, I think tomorrow. It was delayed. It was supposed to be over the weekend. They postponed it. We found out Thursday, Friday, they were postponing it until this week. And the market took a dump, and now it's started to come back a little bit. And now the question is, can the OPEC ministers and countries get their act together to announce a unified strategy to maintain production, reduce oil production, to jack up prices, to screw the Western world? That's us, by the way. That's you guys. Those of you who are here, they're screwing you. Can they get their act together to try to get more money out of our pockets? That's what the OPEC meeting is about. If you think the OPEC meeting is about singing Kumbaya by the campfire and helping the American economy and the Canadian economy and the British economy and the European economy get stronger and better and richer, think again. They are there to take as much money as humanly possible out of our back pockets because they believe we are stupid enough to keep burning this oil forever, and we're not going to become more fuel efficient. That's their plan. That's their thinking. They haven't noticed that since 1965, when the average U.S. car used to get 15 miles a gallon, V8 powered 3-speed automatic vinyl seats cars that are now so sophisticated, and SUVs and trucks, everything, all these vehicles are now getting much higher per gallon performance and burning off much, the pollutants are much less. And on top of that, we have Teslas, we have Rivians, we have Lucids, we have all kinds of new electric cars coming out and all kinds of hybrids and electrics coming from everywhere else. The oil consumption of the Western world is going to continue to decrease. like it or not. If you're in the oil business, I'm sorry, but that's what's going to happen. So OPEC actually has to cut production to try to keep the price up because we need less of it. The thinking out there, though, is there are dinosaur analysts out there who can't get it through their thick skulls that the public, the actual human race in the Western world, we don't want to burn oil. We don't want to pollute our skies. We don't want to pollute our water. We don't want to put toxins into anything. We don't want to do that. We would really rather live in a cleaner world. That's our hope. The question is, can it practically be done? There are dinosaurs out there going, oh, the Western world's going to use a lot more oil, and we got to get production up. We got to drill, baby, drill everywhere we can. And the rest of the world's going, what? What are you talking about? We don't need that. Europeans have been getting 50 miles a gallon for 10 years. They're going for 60 miles, 70 miles a gallon. They're going electric in a huge way, and it's working. Have you out there, any of you, been to downtown London in the last year on a vacay? Were you in downtown London 10, 15 years ago as well? Have you seen the difference in downtown London, the home of diesel-powered everything for a while? Now it's all electric. It's unbelievable, the difference in London proper. And London is controversial, expanding the electric and EV zero emission zone for vehicles. All kinds of people bitching about it, of course. But the workers in downtown London who have to commute in and out every damn day of the week, the millions of tourists. Jen and I, we were in London in August. We loved it. It was incredible. The big thing I noticed wasn't the pollution, actually. That wasn't the big thing. The lack of noise. That shocked me. It took me a couple of days to go, there's something different around here. I don't know what it is. What's the big difference about London versus 10 years ago? Oh, yeah, the racket. These diesel-powered cars, taxis, these diesel-powered buses, way down. Now a diesel-powered vehicle goes by and you're going, oh, wow, that thing is ridiculously noisy. But everything else electric, all the Ubers, all the cabs, it's fantastic. It is really shifting quickly over to electric. Fantastic. Downtown Copenhagen, downtown Stockholm, every taxi is an electric vehicle. Virtually every one of them. A pleasure, an absolute pleasure to go to these cities. And it's spreading. Vienna, Zurich, Berlin. It is, Europe is really into it. And I commend the leaders of this area. Absolutely. Thank you, Octavio, for your membership. Hector, member for 28 months. Hector, you're awesome. All of you, thank you so much for letting us know how long you've been members of the channel. It's appreciated. All right, so, okay, the Dow's up 103. S&P's up 21. The NASDAQ up 95. Oil up $1. Dead meat. Oil, dead man walking, long term. My humble opinion. That's where the public wants to go. Now, government and industry and everything out there, lobbyists, yeah, that's the other side of it. So, all right, let's leave that alone. Have you noticed GameStop? Have any of you noticed Sofi lately? Have you noticed the market's really taken a shot? Today, you can thank General Motors for the immediate upshot of this market. You can't congratulate GM, but you can acknowledge General Motors. The workers were on strike. The unions were on strike at Ford, GM, and Stellantis, whatever it's called, Chrysler, for what, 2 months, 2.5 months was the strike, all summer, fall. And then they came up with a deal, and all the unions had to vote at all the different car companies, and it's all been approved. It's all been done. Okay. So the contract negotiations is all finished now. Everything is signed off. Everyone's happy. Car workers are going to get more money and blah, blah, blah. Okay. A week and a half after that's done, 2 weeks, what does GM do? They go back to the 2000s. They go back to the 1980s and 2000s with their forward thinking. They prove to you and I don't know if you get it, but they're proving it to me in Technicolor. We at General Motors are still dinosaurs, and we will continue to act this way until the tax breaks aren't there anymore, or until we're forced to change our ways. We have decided at GM to dedicate $10 billion of our capital to buy back our own stock. What they could have done is they could have said, we at GM are forward thinking. We want to be a dominant car company for generations to come. We want to be America first. We want to be with the North American car market. We want to be stronger, faster, more profitable, cutting edge. We're going to put $10 billion into our business. We're going to create new car plants. We're going to take 5 of our existing car plants and mega modernize them. We're going to hire new employees in the white collar sector, in the auto sector, in assembly, to become a bigger, stronger company. No, that's not what's happening. The top management of General Motors has no incentive to make more money for the company. None. They're totally incentivized for one thing and one thing only. They want the stock price to go up so that they can cash in their personal stock options. Don't think any other way. Don't believe a word any of these GM people say about, oh, we believe in America and we're going to invest in the future of this country. BS. $10 billion is not going to job creation, factory improvement, new factories, nothing. They are buying back their paper. What else did they announce? 33% increase in the dividend. We're going to increase the dividend. Computer Whiz, thank you, buddy. 32 months. We're going to throw more money at the shareholders for being loyal shareholders. This strike we just saw in the last 3 months, this strike was supposed to be crippling to the car companies. The car companies going, we can't afford to give the union a 10% pay increase, a 15% pay increase. We can't do this for the next 3-4 years. We can't afford it. No, it's going to hurt us. It's going to be terrible. So what does GM do? The minute that deal is signed, they're going, okay, we got the union out of the way. We got off lightly. They were going for 40, 45% pay raises. We only gave them 29 or 30. All right, let's buy back a bunch of our stock and raise our dividend. And then we on the upper echelon of GM, the top 1%, we've just scored millions of dollars in personal gains on all of our stock options, millions and millions more. We've made all the pension funds that invest in our company happy, all our mutual funds, all the institutional investors that own a whole bunch of stock in GM. They all just got richer. And they've been incentivized to hold the stock longer because the dividend has been increased by 1/3. A year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, when GM's ass is going to be handed to it by companies continued like Tesla, Rivian, Lucid, and the imports coming in that are way more efficient and way better performing electric vehicles, GM is going to have its butt handed to it because they took $10 billion and more to just give to their shareholders without adding any value to the corporation whatsoever. That's what's really going on. Watch Ford, watch Stellantis, watch a whole bunch of companies that are affiliated with the auto business and see how many companies announce stock buybacks and dividend increases and incentives to pump the market. You're making the market happy. I agree. I understand. Stock market is going to be happy with this. Oh, this is great. The markets are hitting new all-time highs. Our indexes are going up. The VIX is down. Oh, it's just kumbaya by the campfire. Happy times. Except when the next quarter comes out, and you see the market share of these outfits, it just isn't there. And their efficiencies it just isn't there. Their factories are another year older. And what will GM do? What will these guys? Simple. They will announce targeted layoffs and they will announce new products, but they're not going to be built in the United States. Most of the new products coming out from GM and the others will be assembled or at least partially created offshore, brought into America for final assembly so that the American worker, the American line worker is someone putting tires onto completed vehicles. That's their job. They're going to put the doors on. They're going to install the dashboard. All of this stuff pre-assembled, pre-manufactured elsewhere as far away as humanly possible under trade restrictions to allow these companies to bring these parts into the United States, assemble them in America, and call them American-made trucks, SUVs, and what have you. This is the playbook since the 80s from GM. They're still doing it. This is not a company for tomorrow. What should GM be doing right now? Firing the top management of General Motors, replacing them with forward-thinking executives. That's what they should be doing, but they're not going to do it. They have lobbyists in Washington to grind the senators and Congress people and bribe them with super PAC money to keep things just the way they are. Let us make parts in centers around the world, including Mexico and Canada, and allow us to call everything American. But you, the consumer, will open up the hood and you look at all these parts. You'll go to your Mopar dealer. You'll go to your AutoZone company. You'll go on to Amazon to buy parts in the future or what have you. Or you'll talk to a mechanic one day and say, hey, listen, that engine in my truck that I just bought this year, how much of those parts are not made in America? It's going to go, none of them are made in America. They're made in China, Taiwan, made in India, made in Mexico, made everywhere. And all these countries have exclusive trade deals with the United States to allow trade back and forth, including auto parts into America, duty-free. And the lobbyists have set it all up. And that is what the folks at GM are doing, Ford and elsewhere. And they can talk the talk all they want. They can't walk the walk. American jobs are not being created en masse by these outfits. They are attempting to eliminate from existence these unionized workers, and they're going to find ways to cut. And you can't talk me out of it. I'm sorry, I'm too old. I'm just too old. I've been around too many generations. Too many GM presidents have come and gone, CEOs and Fords and others. Look at Stellantis, for Christ's sake. Chrysler. There is no Chrysler anymore. It's owned by a company in Italy, for crying out loud. Before that, it was in Germany. Mercedes used to own Chrysler. The American auto business is dead. The automobile production and creation, the only true American company, and even that's not true. Tesla, I would have said, is a true American company. But where are they operating new plants? Where are they opening up new plants? Berlin, Shanghai. The next plant, Mexico. Get with the program, kids. The money is not being spent in America where maybe it should be, or Canada. But hey, what can I say? Is it fun? Yes, it is fun. Duty-free, does that mean the tariffs don't actually work? You know, there's ways to get around tariffs. You manufacture elsewhere. You just manufacture where there are no tariffs, and you bring it in that way. The sieve has so many holes in it, you can't scoop any water out of it. It's unbelievable. The American taxpayer gets ripped off by its own corporations at every turn. And you can't blame American corporations for doing what they're doing. It's legal. It's legal to produce products for American consumers by having them built elsewhere and brought into America, final assembly, and under federal rules. This is made in America. It's legal. They're not breaking any laws. The laws are just so wide open that corporate America is just laughing all the way to their offshore banks. Remember, folks, Apple is an all-American corporation. This logo right here really theoretically means the United States. But you and I both know this isn't a U.S.-made product. That nothing about this product is made in America. This whole thing is made in China and or India and or elsewhere. Not made in the United States. The corporate office is in the United States. The company is listed on the New York Stock Exchange, but 150 billion of the cash that Apple is sitting on is in Ireland, offshore, and it will not come back to America, because if it does, 32% of that money has to go to the U.S. government, and that means it goes to taxpayers. We can't have that. Apple is not giving 32 cents on every dollar to America. It's not going to happen. Can you blame them? I can't blame Apple. I have to praise Apple. Apple borrows money from American borrowers to give them interest to turn around and buy their stock back on the open market. $90 billion a year of stock is bought by Apple of its own stock. Then they hand stock to their employees for compensation and bonuses, which they then sell into the market for cash, the profit of which is theirs to keep. They pay income tax on that money. I grant you that. But the American taxpayer is getting a sliver of the big picture, getting fractions of it. It's been this way for decades. It's nothing new, kids. If you've been here a while, you've heard me talk about this before. If you're new to the channel, welcome to the party, pal. There are ways to make money in this world. If you are an average individual just pounding the pavement to try to make a living for you and your family, this channel might be a breath of fresh air, because there are ways for you to say, you know what, Bruce, I understand that corporate America has a leg up on me, and these big institutional investors and these massive brokerage firms in New York, the investment banks, they've got this game rigged for themselves. How can I, in any way, get anything out of this market to help me and my family? Because I'm working my butt off. My wife is working full-time or part-time. We got kids we're trying to raise, and we're trying to spend as much time with them as possible, but we're having all these issues and all the pressures of inflation and who knows what. Is there a way this channel can help me and us get further ahead? My whole shtick here is to turn as many of you as humanly possible into upper middle class demographic people. That's what I'm trying to do. If I can get you into the upper middle class, from there, you're on your way, okay? But we got to get you out of the bottom end into the upper end. And that means you need to pass 40% of the population. You've got to go from a $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 a year person to a $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 a year person. I got to get you out of there over to here, where at least you can go, I'm bringing in more money a month than I need to live on, substantially more. Am I a millionaire? No. Can I become a millionaire? Yes. I now know what to do going forward because of Uncle Bruce and his friends. I have really learned a lot here. I can now take myself to another level. Thank you, God, for that. Because how long will Bruce be on the air? He's 68. How long is this guy going to do this? We don't know. Well, welcome to the party, pal. If you want to make money in this market, you better understand how stock options work, because you can literally, and I mean literally, take what you either have now in your 401k or IRAs or your investment accounts, with some adjustment, perhaps some adjustment for tax reasons, to take losses on purpose and move your money into other areas where you can now create income, steady income into your hands by writing options. You've got to understand the option market first. You got to understand, what are these? How are they made? How do they trade? Why are they there? Who buys them? Who sells them? Where do they trade? What's a trading platform? How does it work? How can I do it on this? How many can I write? What kind of money can I make? What kind of risks are there? What's the reward? It goes on and on and on. It's okay. You don't learn it in one day. You will never learn it in one day. I'm still learning. You will get into the option market if you want to in baby steps. Think Bill Murray and Richard Dreyfuss. Baby steps. You will take baby steps to learn how the option market works. The first thing you should do, my humble advice, is get your butt over to my website, stockmarketswithbruce.ca. It's right here. I'm Canadian. I'm from Canada. The website's a Canadian website. Get your ass over here and check out my website. All right. It's nothing fancy. I don't have a whole bunch of graphics there. It's just as plain Jane as I am. There's the home page. There I am. There's the link to the classes. It's really basic. And here are the classes, number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. You'll quickly figure out that these classes are available for $150 each, one at a time, whenever you want. People say, well, what should be the first few classes I should take? 1, 2, 3, 4. Treat this as a secondary college class that you were never offered when you were in college or going to college. You were never offered these classes. No one ever showed you how to do this in high school or in college or university. It didn't exist. You had to learn this later on your own. You had to take securities courses. You had to be hired by some investment banking firm and then be put into wealth management courses. They weren't given to you 30 years ago by any institution. It didn't exist. Head to my website and check those out. Start with lesson number 1. People ask me, I've taken 3-4 classes. Now what? 5, 6, and 7. They go, okay, I've taken your first 7 classes. Now what? 8, 9, I mean, hello, it's numbers, okay? One at a time, take these classes. Watch one a week. Watch them with your wife. You watch the class. Your wife watches the class at her time. You compare notes. Watch it together. Watch it a second time. Watch it a third time. Rewind back to the 25-minute mark and watch again. Get your butt over there and figure out what the hell we're talking about. It's really simple. It's plain English, and I'm not going to overload you with a whole bunch of technical gobbledygook on the first, second, or third class. You will not learn how to be an expert option writer in 1 or 2 classes. You think you might be that smart now, but you're not. You've got to invest constantly in this business. If you were running a bakery, you'd be constantly investing in your bakery business. If you're running a mechanical car repair center, you'd be constantly investing in your employees and your equipment. You're running an accounting firm, you're constantly investing in the latest software to run the accounting software and learn all the new tax laws. If you're an option writer, you are constantly learning how options are working, how they trade, the nuances of the market, the psychology of the market. Your competitor who's trying to take money from you while you're trying to take money from them. You become a member of this channel. You become a follower of this channel. You take the classes with this channel. You will quickly figure out the word that we use here all the time. You'll understand it. The word is casino, and you'll figure out, oh, Jesus, this guy is turning me into the casino. I'm the casino. I'm not the gambler in front of the slot machine. No, I own the slot machine. I'm the one making the rules with the slot machine. Oh my God, I had no idea. You're going to quickly understand something else. This is legal. And you're going to go, oh my God, I can understand now. Now I understand why these hedge funds exist. Now I understand why these billionaire hedge fund guys and these millionaire hedge fund guys and all these people who want to work for the hedge fund guys. I get it now. Look at the kind of money these people are making. They're doing the same trades. Option writing. I'm just going to have you write 5 contracts, 1 contract, 10 contracts, 15, 20. We'll get you going. You're going to realize these guys are writing thousands of contracts at a time, tens of thousands of contracts at the same time. Their firm with $3 billion under management are into hundreds of thousands of contracts, and they're in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. They're all over the place with dozens and dozens and dozens of employees and managers overseeing all these trades. You can do this from the comfort of your bedroom in your PJs. You can do this while you're sitting on the toilet and contemplating life and letting things go. You can be holding this and trading on the toilet. You can take this with you on a walk. You can quit your day job if you really play your cards right. And that's what a lot of folks are doing around here. And you will trade contracts anywhere, everywhere. You will start going on holidays. Your relatives will think you're insane. You're going to go on a holiday with your family, with your wife. You're going to be gone for 3 weeks to Hawaii. You're going to go to Florida. You're going to go here. You're going to go. You're in business wherever you are. You are never out of the office. You're in your office. You're taking it with you here. You can take it on an iPad. You can take it with a laptop. You are always in touch with the market, no matter where on the planet you are. Just have to be wary of what time is it back in New York. Pretty simple stuff. Believe it or not, it's a lot easier than you can imagine. But there are hedge funds, mutual funds, pension funds, ETFs, insurance companies, banks, trading all kinds of contracts, futures, and derivatives in everything. Pork bellies, orange juice, corn, currencies, metals, stocks, bonds, you name it. And you are watching now from another angle this market, because if you're here for a while, you're going to realize, oh yeah, I'm not like everyone else that's just looking for a hot stock tip. My uncle told me about a hot stock that's doing this and doing that. I should buy this. at $2 a share, it might go to 10. Good luck with that trade. How many times have you had that happen to you? How many people out there have gone for this and have had their butts handed to them? How many times have you been told about a hot stock only to find out the stock used to be 20 cents a share and you're being promoted into it at $8 a share? And you're going, well, why didn't you call me at 20 cents a share? I could have been up $7.80 a share already. Why are you asking me to buy it at 8? Because you're the last one in. You're the top of the pyramid. You're the sap who's going to pay the most. Or you're at the bottom, I guess. You're going to get crushed. If you're an option writer, you're not in any pyramid whatsoever. You're totally out of that game. You are the opposite of everything else. You are the George Costanza of success in the investment business, in the market. And there are a lot of George Costanza outfits out there, and they don't talk very much. They make billions and billions and billions over years and years and years. There's a simple reason why, when the Super Bowl is held, 500, 1,000 private jets come into the city where the Super Bowl is being held. If it's in Vegas, oh baby, watch out. If it's in Phoenix, oh, the Scottsdale airport is drowning in private jets. Private jets come to Lexington, Kentucky for the Kentucky Derby. Private jets come in by the gazillions from around the world to Augusta, Georgia to watch the Masters in person. Who do you think's on these jets? There are so many billionaires, yeah. But it's not, Mr. and Mrs. Jones from down the street. These are hedge fund traders, institutional investment advisors, their lawyers, their accountants, the top, just like with the search for the Holy Grail, the top people. It's the top people. Who are these top people? Well, they're the top people. The top people are the ones that are going to take a look at this. These are the ones making the big money with the private jets. I'm trying to get you to do what they're doing in your scale of investing. That's all. If you've got 20 grand, you got 10 grand, you got 5 grand, you got 48,000, you got 58,000, 150,000, 200,000, 500,000. You're not sitting on enough to get a private jet. I'm sorry. You're managing $20,000, $30,000. I cannot help you get you into a private jet if you're going to write options with $20,000, $30,000. But what I can help you do, I think, if you are following us and becoming knowledgeable with this, with the classes and everything else, you're going to bring in extra income. You're going to find very quickly, in not too long a time frame, you're going to realize, geez whiz, I can bring in, my wife and I, with what we're sitting on, and with a bit of reorganization of what we got, we can bring in enough income to equal one of our full-time salaries. Right off the bat, that's already evident. So within 3 to 6 months of getting into this, one of us is quitting our full-time job. Now, maybe both of us are quitting our full-time jobs and both of us are going to get part-time jobs. We're going to stagger that so that a year from now, we're both still working, but we're only working part-time as consultants to our former employer or to companies that competed with our former employer, or something completely different. A number of you have decided, you know what, that pressure cooker job I have, I'm out of that, and I'm not interested in getting back into it in any way, shape, or form. I'm going to completely change a career. I'm going to take some classes, not only with Bruce, but I'm going to take other classes to learn how to do this and do that as a consultant. It's up to you. Again, every one of you is different. I don't know. There are many of you here who have said to me, Bruce, get me out of my job. Please, God, get me out of my job. I don't ever want to work for those people ever again. I put in 20 goddamn years and I've reached the ceiling. I can't get any higher. I'm not related to the owners of the company, and therefore I'm stuck where I am, and they are loading me up with crap and more crap and more crap because the relatives don't want to do it. The owners, nephews, and grandchildren don't want to do those stink jobs. They're giving it to me and others like me. I want out because no matter how much money they want to throw me, and they aren't throwing me more money, I won't do this anymore. The only way out of this is to find another source of income to walk away from this job. So many of you are tied up. You're handcuffed to your jobs because of your salaries, because you can't make more elsewhere, your healthcare coverage, because you think that this is the end all be all. I understand, but if you can make double what you're making at work, triple what you're making at work, you can afford your own healthcare coverage. So your own private insurance networks. You don't need that stinking job anymore. Say goodbye to these people. Take control of your life and don't die young because they're killing you, because that's what's happening. Many of you here know you're in your mid-40s, you're in your 50s, your health is failing. You've seen coworkers collapse of stress. They've had to take leave of absence, unpaid, because the company is that shitty. You've seen people have heart attacks and strokes. You've seen office members. You've seen workers on your factory floor in the industry you're in who don't last long after they're 45 years old. They start falling like flies, and you know it. You're one of them. And you're going, am I really going to, this is what my life's all about? I don't think so. I don't see why that's a need for that. Look, the COVID thing was terrible, but it was also glorious because the COVID thing opened up a lot of people's eyes to a world outside of going to the office all the time or going to the factory all the time or what have you. You now know there are gig deals you can do. You can become an Uber driver if you want part-time. You can become a worker at a Starbucks for 15, 20 bucks an hour. You can work at a Home Depot because you love handyman stuff. Whatever you want. The world has opened up to you, but if you've got a source of income coming into you from your investments that are probably just sitting there, it's time to put your money to work, and your money will work like an 18-year-old child, will work like an 18-year-old kid, 12, 14 hours a day, and is ready to go tomorrow. Your money is never, ever ill, never gets tired, doesn't need a day off, isn't going to get drunk on the weekend, has a hangover Monday morning. Your money is working for you 24/7. You have to guide it. And you have to learn how to guide it. And the big thing to understand is not making mistakes. Too many of you are great investors, but you are shitty at which investments to get into. You're terrible. And you know it. You admit, oh God, Bruce, I have had winners, but Jesus, my losers just wipe me out all the time. And I'm always struggling just to break even all the time. Well, maybe this channel will guide you in the right direction that way too. Welcome to the party, pal. We just started trading. I think Larry Titus has done the deed for us. At least I hope he's done it. I haven't noticed. Oh, yes, he's done it. He has rung the bells. The market is open. We're ready to trade. We're going to see what the market wants to do for us today. Are you ready to make money in this market? I'm excited. GameStop, 1611. Are you excited? I'm excited. This is cool stuff. We're running, baby, and we're up and going. How far is this market going to go and how fast? How eager are buyers to get into stock today versus yesterday, the day before, last week, last month? If there are just as many buyers in the market this morning as there were 2 weeks ago, but the buyers that are here now are feeling that it's urgent, they get their stock in their hands fast, the market will go up. If the buyers are patient and just going, well, if the stock comes to me, I'll buy it, we're going down. Right now, we're going up. We're up 84 points on the Dow. It appears to me, we're at 755 on Sofi, it appears to me. We're up 21 cents over there. We're up 27 points on the Dow, 112 on NASDAQ. We're up 87 cents on a barrel of oil. Oil seems to be backing off. Thank you, Larry, says White Feather. What's going on with GameStop, Bruce? 1605. Oh, my God, it's flying. Look at this thing. Why, Bruce? Why? You got to love it. I love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Woohoo. Good freaking morning, says Brian. Welcome all to the party. Welcome all to the markets. Thank you all for joining me this morning, being part of this great gang of regulars. We're going to go member-only comment now because we are open for the market, and it is time to shift into commentary for members only. Membership has its privileges. Please become a member today. Some of you might be asking, why does he have members? Why doesn't he let anyone talk to him during the market trading time? It all started in March 2021 when we were overrun by trolls. We had attack by trolls coming into our chats, and it was interfering with us to be able to talk to each other and compare notes as to what was going on. So what we did was I created a paywall for the comment area and made it for members only. And lo and behold, the trolls don't like to pay money to talk to me. Some did, actually. One or two actually would pay and become a member. Then we blocked them because they were abusive. But we're pretty well out of that, and thank God for that. Thank you, by the way, for 104 thumbs ups already on this show. We have 234 of you here. That means 130 of you are slackers. And I can tell you right now, I'm warning you, Strickland is monitoring the hallways, and he's going to hand out a pink slip to you if you are not going to throw a thumbs up our way. Don't get caught by Strickland. He never had hair, and he's going to get you. Thank you for those of you who hit the thumbs up button, giving the show a bit of momentum. I love you. And those of you watching on the rerun, thank you for hitting the thumbs up button, even though you're watching on the rerun. You guys are great. We love it. We want YouTube to attract more viewers to this channel to understand how this market works and why it does what it does in plain English. Thank you for all of you and your support. Sell my house fast in Upper Marlboro. An overworked guy died at an old company I worked for. Management sang his praises about what a great team player he was. I'm sitting there thinking, you bloody well killed that guy. You effing killed him. Look, I know guys as well. I worked with guys in the brokerage business, and they didn't make it to 30. They didn't make 35. They drank themselves into oblivion. They drugged themselves into oblivion, and others just had massive heart attacks and were gone. It was unbelievable. That was a sobering thing at age 25, 27, 28 to see that around you. Whoa, I was surprised. Yes, fun stuff. Brian, look, number 105, thumbs up. Bruce, good morning. Uncle Bruce, our $15 GameStop covered calls. I think it is time to roll if the stock stays at these levels or goes higher. Let's see how the first hour goes. Yes, exactly. 763 on Sofi, up 29 cents. GameStop, 1548 right now as we jump around like a yo-yo here. Expect this all day. We've touched 1641. We've touched 1541. Here we go with the craziness. 6 million GameStop traded in the first 7 minutes. We didn't hit 6 million until about 4 hours, 5 hours into the day yesterday. It took a long time. There is a pent-up demand for GameStop, and there's panic among shorters, obviously. And in the GameStop world, they're going, is this thing really going to go again? What the hell? This movie, Dumb Money, are we doing this again? What's the dealio here? The market keeps forgetting how short there is, how big a short position there is on GameStop and SoFi. On SoFi, it is hundreds of millions of shares. There's 130 million officially shorted on SoFi. Then there's the put contract market, and then there's the derivatives. And there are haters of SoFi out there who are now worried because we're up 26 cents this morning, and they're going, is this stock was 6 something last week? Are we what? Every dollar SoFi goes up, $1 billion is lost by shorters. Just to give you an idea of the size of the short problem out there for shorters of SoFi. Just put that in perspective. On the GameStop side, there's an official number of how many shares are short, and then there's the unofficial number with regards to contracts in the options market and derivatives trading. And people are wondering on GameStop if this thing is going to run $1 or $2 a day already, and the earnings come out next Wednesday. How far can it go between now and just then? And what if the results are going to be what is being rumored already? The rumors out there, and my personal opinion is I am aware of the fact that for the last 3 quarters in a row, you add up how much money GameStop has made and lost on each quarter going back nine months. It lost like $5 million. Like it's a nothing burger. The quarter they just are going to report on, I suspect, I have a hunch they've made money in this quarter. Why? How? What do you know, Bruce? Well, I've been paying attention, and GameStop has been cutting management left, right, and center. They have lowered the compensation levels of all senior players in that corporation. The days of Sherman bringing $1 million salary and having a private jet at his beck and call and getting 3 million share stock options every year, and all of his lieutenants getting million share stock positions and $500,000 salaries. Those guys are all gone. That's all over. That's all finito. This company is being run on a razor thin basis by new management, led by Mr. Cohen, who doesn't pay himself. He has no salary whatsoever. He's the CEO, doesn't pay himself. We're talking about a company that's probably eliminated 50 million in expenses, 100 million in annual expenses, and it hasn't shown on the books yet. It's beginning to show. It's going to show this quarter. It's going to show the next quarter that ends at the end of January. The street doesn't know. They don't know. They don't want to know. There are no analysts following GameStop. GameStop has 3 analysts that follow it. One thinks it's a $3 stock. They don't know. They don't know that the company is actually making money. They got 1.2 billion cash in the bank. They're locked in at 5% interest on that money. They're making 60 million a year on their money. They don't need the 1.2 billion for anything. They're adding to it. So 60 million a year is coming in interest already. On top of their cost savings, they're making money here. This company could be pulling in 100, 150 million in profits in the next 2 years per year. Street doesn't know. They think that this is a blockbuster. They still believe in the dinosaur theory that this company is destined to fail. They just don't get it. That's why you're going to see these crazy moves on GameStop stock. Crazy. Once the meme crowd goes, geez, this brick and mortar company is making money, because Cohen tried to save Bed Bath & Beyond. Remember Bed Bath & Beyond? He went in there and owned 14% of the company, came to the board of directors, to the management, and said, I'm Ryan Cohen. We can change this company and save it. The stock went to $30 a share on the fact that Ryan Cohen was involved in the stock. What did the management of Bed Bath & Beyond say to him? No, thanks. No. We have all our friends in Wall Street. We have all our friends at these major investment banks in Wall Street. We can tap money from them anytime we need. Thank you, young man. Thank you, Mr. GameStop. We really appreciate you. You're a good boy. You and your little pet company, that Chewy. Oh, you're a good guy. Sorry that your dog died. I guess your dog died last year. But you go back to your little GameStop and go play games over there. We here at Bed Bath & Beyond, we're a Wall Street darling, and we have deep, long-term membership and interest and contacts. And we can go to the institutional people out there that run pension funds and hedge funds. We can attract hundreds of millions of dollars of financing and investment. We'll be just fine. Thank you very much. And Mr. Cohen went, oh, okay. You don't want my help. You don't want. He didn't say it out loud, but he said it like this. You don't want me and 1 million potential new shareholders in your company to follow you anymore and to talk about you and to support the changes that I think you should be making. But that's all right. That's not a problem at all. I'll go on my merry way. I'll just go back to my GameStop and I'll work with my people there, and I'll dump my stock in the market, which he did. And he walked away from Bed Bath & Beyond, and that $30 stock became a $15 stock, a $5 stock, a 50-cent stock, and now it is nothing. It's a tax loss is all it is for everybody out there. The management and the board of directors and all the Wall Street buddies lost billions. All the stock options the management had, they thought they had that thing wrapped up for the rest of their lives. Worthless. And now on their resume, a whole bunch of these guys, if they include it on their resume, get to say, I used to be a senior VP at Bed Bath & Beyond. And if the person on the other side of the desk who's thinking of hiring them has any chutzpah at all, would say, well, didn't you have an opportunity to work with Ryan Cohen and save the company? Well, yeah, well, we didn't like what he had in mind. What did he have in mind? Oh, he wanted to do cost cuts. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. He wanted to cut costs. These folks didn't want to give up the perks. They wanted to live the Wall Street lifestyle, the high-end S&P 500 company lifestyle. We're just great. We're just fantastic. We're impervious to an economic disaster. Oh, yeah. A year later, they're gone. Here we are. GameStop here, $15.04 a share. I don't care. It went up to 16. I don't care. Can it go to 20? Yeah, sure can. Can it go to 20 today? I don't think so. I think we're going to need to see 50 to 100 million shares of volume to really be convinced. But it's 8.4 so far. It's nice to see this amount of volume. I'm not surprised selling is coming in. Who wouldn't? If you were long at 11, 12, you're doing a quick flip, why not? There are a lot of day traders in on this right now, in and out, in and out, in and out. But if there's a buy wave coming into this stock from institutional investors, hedge funds who are smelling blood in the water, like they did in 2021, recent history, there could well be tens of millions of shares shorted in GameStop where these guys don't want to cover. They want to ride this out. They want this stock back to $5 a share, which used to be $20 in the old days because we had a 4-for-1 split. They want to grind this sucker to nothing. They are trying to settle an old score. There are other hedge funds out there going, I don't have to settle a score with GameStop management. I haven't got anything against these guys. As a matter of fact, you cutting expenses at the corporate level, at head office, bringing down the cost of running your business. This is a smart thing. This is what I would recommend if I were on your board of directors. I like this game plan. I like the fact that you've taken $500,000 employees and replaced them with $80,000 employees, because the $500,000 you were paying those guys were screwing it up. They were screwing it up. Got rid of them. And look at the turnover of management at GameStop in the last year and a half. It's unbelievable. Yeah, he's kicking out high-paid people and replacing them with reasonably priced people. How brilliant do you need to be to run a brick-and-mortar company with different divisions in different countries? Yeah, you need smart people, but you don't have to pay them $500,000 a year. No, you're paying too much. This is happening with probably hundreds of positions. And this is why millions of dollars in expenses have been cut. We haven't seen the full effect yet. It'll take another 6 months to a year to fully see it all, because some people get excused with a check. Here's a check, get lost. You gotta pay that. You gotta give that up first. Then you save on not paying them anymore. This is happening again and again and again for the last year and a half. GameStop was one of the first public companies a year and a half ago to announce layoffs. Wall Street followed a year ago. You saw it. You heard Amazon was cutting people. Microsoft was cutting people. Facebook was cutting people. You heard all about we're reducing our workforce by 5,000 people, by 15,000 people. You used to see articles in the Wall Street Journal and elsewhere about how many hundreds of thousands of people lost their jobs in the high-tech business. And then it shifted. What happened? AI showed up. And all of a sudden, all these tech companies needed to hire AI professionals, people who could handle and create software and work with AI software. And what ran NVIDIA stock where it is? AI-capable chips. What's running software creators, creating companies? AI. So now everyone's hiring again. But GameStop announced layoffs, not because of the high-tech business, not because of AI, because of basic mathematics. We sell stuff in shopping malls. We have warehouses that send stuff to our shopping malls. We don't need $500,000 paid employees all over the place to do this. We can replace our existing staff with far more reasonable price staff, and we do just as good a job. And we'll pay bonuses of $10, $20, $30, $50,000 to $40, $50, $60, $80,000 employees. You're an $80,000 employee with a $50,000 bonus. You love your job, because you can't get that kind of a job anywhere else. You're not getting a $500,000 job with anybody else. Only GameStop was overpaying. There aren't any other GameStops, by the way. Oh, and one more thing. I'm old. Okay, I'm really old. I keep telling you that. Gamers are getting old too. Gamers are now into their 50s. There are people in their 50s that were 18 years old 40 years ago when GameStop was in your local shopping mall as EB Games or whatever they were called. Gamers today range from 5 years old to 55 years old. And the 40 to 55-year-old gamers have money. They have money. They are going into GameStop and they'll drop $600 for a gaming system because that's what they're used to. They're not interested in the online necessarily. They're quite happy buying the GameStop and getting the games. The new games keep coming out. They're buying games for their kids. They're going to start buying games for their grandkids. And in 10 years, the 35-year-olds will be 45. The 45s will be 55. The 55s will be 65. There will be more grandparents buying for more grandkids. GameStop business is growing. GameStop's clientele is getting bigger every week, every day, every month, every year. and they're slimming down the cost of doing their business and raising their margins. The street is only just waking up to this. It's taken this long. It took a movie to get people to talk about GameStop again. Dumb money. Unbelievable. I've been following it since 2021 around here. Thank you for those of you who've been around. I hope you've been enjoying it. Alan Games, thank you, buddy. Or Alan Gomes. Everyone's dressing up for GameStop at Santa.com. Oh, man. Brian is going, my Quest trade says that the value of my deep in the money $10 calls are worth nothing. I'm down 10 grand. Go figure. Brian saying bid ask 660 to 780 on $10 deep in the money calls on GameStop. They're worth 531 book value. They're showing 660, 780. They're a lot more valuable today than they were 2 days ago, and it could continue. Isn't this fun? Credit Savage of Wall Street, Uncle Bruce sold 3 Rivian $20 December 15 covered calls a few weeks back. I got $1.99 since SP was at 15. Rolled to March 20s for $2 on a pop, and now just rolled them to June 22.5s for 41 cents more. Is this how you do it? Laughing out loud. Every time he rolls forward his contracts, he adds more time to his trade. He gets more money. He's raising the price of the calls because the strike price, because the stock's going up, and he's bringing in more money every time he does it. So if he gets taken out now at $22.50, because that's what the price has to be, if you want to take a stock from him, he'll get $22.50 and keep all the option premium he's made in the meantime. Is there any wonder why he's vacationing in Hawaii? Is there any reason? Is it any wonder he just bought himself a $3,000 fridge? Yeah, he's doing just fine. Thank you, Thank you, covered call gamblers out there, says Credit Savage of Wall Street, and many of my members here and viewers. Thank you all so much. I love it. Thank you all for being here. Isn't this fun? Isn't this just fun? Just see an article. I missed so many of your comments. I appreciate you being patient with me, and I'm sorry if I missed you. And let's see what's going on here. Who cares? Number 114. JR, both of my accounts turning green from Sofi. Come on, baby, to the moon. Rocket. Let's go, man. What's happening here? Who cares? I've written $15 calls, Jan 17. I'm watching closely. Isn't this fun? Kids, you're going to make nothing but money if you are if you're an educated option writer, but you've been here for a while, you take the classes, you are going to make money in this market because there are stupid idiots out there paying way too much for contracts. You have to take their money. If you don't, the guys that get rides in those private jets will. They will take the money if you don't take the money. You got to take some of the money with them. Join these people. Hang out with the crowd that travels in private jets, stays at the Waldorf Astoria, goes to the Masters Live, goes to the Super Bowl without even blinking at the price of a ticket, and they don't sit in the seats. They're in the corporate boxes. Do what they do. Learn how to write options and get richer. Simple as that. That's all you're doing. You're not reinventing the wheel. You're just playing with them. This is so much fun. Uncle Bruce, I have 30 GameStop 15s expiring April for $2. They're now $3.75. Should I buy them back? Should I roll? Should I wait? We'll take a look at January 25s. What can you get for 15s for Jan 25s? Can you get a lot more money? Could you write, say, 16s for January 25? Can you write 1750s for just as much money as you're getting for these 15s? But if you've raised this takeout, you can look at that or do nothing and watch the stock. It's $15.68. You're only 68 cents in the money. They're trading at $3.75. Hello. The premium on them is ridiculous. I would be a writer of these. If I could write contracts right now and I could write 15s for April and take in $3.75, I might just do that because I'm saying to the street, you got to buy me for $18.75. We're trading at $15.70 or so. I'm happy with this. We all know something if we've been here long enough. And if you haven't been here long enough, you have to understand this. The earnings come out next Wednesday after the bell. All right. The shares will trade on Thursday and Friday. You know, they do trade after the earnings are released. They'll be trading 2 weeks after the earnings are released. They'll trade 6 months from now too. So this isn't over. This isn't like, oh, I have to do my rolls because, well, next week the earnings come out and then it's all over. No, it's not over. It continues. And there will be very patient investors looking for more, and very impatient investors wanting to get out. There is going to be volatility here. And it's going to continue for weeks and months. But we're going to talk about volatility regarding probably a profitable corporation rather than a dinosaur that's going to go the way of Blockbuster. It's a whole different attitude. There'll still be analysts that'll hate it. There'll still be analysts that are kind of like it. You're never going to get Wall Street to adopt GameStop as a favorite stock of Wall Street. This is never going to happen because GameStop doesn't need Wall Street's help for anything. They got 1.2 billion cash in the bank. They have virtually no debt. They're making money. What do they need Wall Street for? Ryan Cohen is not a slave to JP Morgan or Goldman Sachs or Merrill Lynch or anybody else. They are their own company. They are their own folks. They are building their business, and they don't need the help of Wall Street. And so there will be no analysts at all these highfalutin brokerage firms coming out with buy recommendations on GameStop. They're not going to do it because GameStop doesn't pay commissions to Wall Street for bond offerings, for stock buybacks. It's not like General Motors. GM makes Wall Street a lot of money. GM does a lot of stock buybacks with a bunch of brokerage firms, and they all make commissions when they buy back their stock for them. GM will do bond offerings, and these bond departments make millions of dollars in fees from General Motors every year. GM rolls over old bonds into new bonds. They issue all kinds of debt. They make Wall Street a lot of money. And so Wall Street, of course, is going to promote GameStop, going to promote GM stock to their clients. They're going to promote it to their pension funds, hedge funds, mutual funds, ETFs, and the retail public at large. Why are there a zillion analysts talking about Apple? Apple doesn't need anybody to tell the world to buy their stock. Apple makes a ton of money. Apple makes gazillions of dollars all the time. And yet Wall Street just can't stop talking about how great Apple is. Rather than tell you about the 10 next companies that could become Apples in the next 10, 20 years, they want to talk to you about how great Apple is. Why? Why? Because Apple raises $50 billion every once in a while through bond offerings to buy back their stock on the market, to make Wall Street richer from Apple's activities. Apple isn't stupid. They're extremely smart. So is Wall Street. They know where their bread is buttered. GameStop doesn't make Wall Street a dime. GameStop is a pain in the ass. GameStop made Wall Street look stupid. And they don't like that. And too damn bad because Wall Street is stupid. Wall Street is more interested in promoting its own favorites. And why shouldn't they? They're the ones paying for the rent and those skyscrapers are in. They're going to kowtow to those guys and wine and dine these guys with their private jets. Don't think that senior people at these public companies aren't wined and dined at the Masters, at the Kentucky Derby, at the Indianapolis 500, at the whatever, the New York, the U.S. Tennis Open, wherever. I mean, wherever there are major events going on, Broadway plays, international events. There are Gulfstream jets at the beck and call for firms to entertain their clients, and that is the way of the corporate game. And you got to accept it. It's just normal. Just take your pound of flesh from this market for yourself and say, thank you, may I have another, and build your pot because no one else is going to do it for you. Your senior managers of your company are not interested in you having a wonderful, comfortable retirement 15, 20 years from now. Why? Because they retire first. They retire next year, 5 years from now. You don't retire for 15, 20, 30 years. They're long gone by the time it's your turn to retire. They couldn't give a crap about you. You're a slave. You are a liability. You're an expense that they have to carry. Sorry to burst your bubble, but you're not important. You've got to build your own wealth. They're building theirs. They found their game. Now you got to figure out yours and get off your hiney and make it happen because you only go around one time. How long are you going to be healthy? How long are you going to be mentally sharp? What's your situation with regard to your family? Do you have mom and dads that you are going to have to look after soon? Are you at that age where, yeah, mom and dad can't handle this stuff anymore? I gotta step up now. Well, look, man, if you're thinking of retiring on mom and dad's wealth, but they're going to live 15 years in, declining health, 15 more years, you better have your own nest egg going here. You can't just be waiting for the day that you're going to inherit something. Come on, let's go. And if you've got siblings, you may have a war on your hands because you think you're going to get most of the money because you're doing most of the work. Think again. They want an equal slice of the action. They want to do as little as possible. This is real life, okay? Get used to what's coming. Get ready for it. Be prepared. Be richer than you are now. Be richer than your firm is ever going to get you to. Build wealth and be independent, so that you can now relax and go, okay, well, if I get a 3 a.m. phone call that mom or dad died of a stroke and now I have to handle this whole estate thing for a year, it doesn't matter. We have enough where we are. We've grown our assets and are still growing them where we know we're retired going forward. And whatever we get out of the estate, if anything, that'll just add to it. That's the position you want to be in. That's what the position. That's what your mom and dad would have wanted from you 20 years ago. This is the name of the game. By the way, 764 on Sofi. We're up 30 cents a share. Volume on Sofi so far this morning, 11.2 million in 30 minutes? Not a bad start to the day. Much higher than yesterday, right? GameStop, 1576. We're coming on again. We dropped to 1470, now at 1570, a $1 recovery. We're up 220 on the day, 12 million traded. Hello, it's real. It's happening. We've got money coming into this market and the stock is reacting. Where's the selling? Why isn't this thing back to 1140? It was there last week. Why isn't GameStop back to 1140? Why is it 1570? It was 1470 20 minutes ago. That's right. There's something going on here. Someone has figured something out. I think also that, as I said before, the shorts are in trouble. The shorters, they're underestimating the strength of the company financially. They're underestimating the performance of the company. They have forgotten fundamentals. Basic money in, money out, profits. They don't want to give that. They want to give that check mark to GameStop. They don't want to believe it. They want to deny that this company could actually make money. That's what they want to do. They think Ryan Cohen is stupid. Oh, are they mistaken? Again and again. I can't believe it. Zed, Bruce, 135 thumbs up, right? 125. Credit Savage, my average stock price for Rivian is $13.71. So I'm such a nice guy that I'd sadly let go of my Rivian for $22.50. You can take it from me. Gamblers, you win. Take them shares. You wily characters, you. I'll keep all the premiums on top of that. Thank you very much. Oh, this is cool. Vilbus, I have a couple of GameStop cover calls I need to write. Vilbus, lucky you. Luca, Uncle Bruce, I got 10 covered calls on AI Strike 32 expiring next Friday. Arms folded. What should I do? AI shares are 31.21. They are ahead at the moment, $1.54. Luca, you have a number of potential options or choices in front of you right now, and they're all juicy. They're all juicy. You could theoretically buy these calls back and write calls for the next Friday, 32 strike for more money, most likely. Or you could go into January calls, the third Friday in January. I'd recommend it's at the 15th, the 17th. Go to January and write 33s, maybe 34s, maybe 35. You might get more money for those than what it'll cost you to buy these. That wouldn't be a bad move. You could go further up. You could go out to April and you could write 35s. You'll definitely get more money. You could write 36s, 37s, and pull the string on the strike price and take more money off the table. Number one priority, get more money off the table. Go forward in time. Time is your secret weapon. This right here will make you money. You can take this time, extend the contract, whether they're 32s, 33s, 35s, get more money off the table right now. Be paid now for the time, upfront, risk-free, and tell them, come and get me at 35. You want my stock? It's not 32 anymore. I bought those contracts back. You can buy me out at 35 until next April. How about that? Yeah, I'd love it if you did that, or longer, up to you. Get going, buddy. Deep value, RIP Charlie Munger. Stocks will rally. You're passing. Brian, put in some stink asks and fold your arms. It is up 30% in a day. Take the money. Brian, Uncle Bruce, the theories on GameStop are margin calls. Lots of interest in December. $20 calls. Earnings leaked somehow. Who really knows? But who cares? Ha ha, we're going. Hector, 88 miles an hour, baby. We're hitting 88 miles an hour, and you're seeing some serious, you know what? Is this fun or what? The Dow is ahead. We've got it up right now, 87 odd points. We've got, let me see if I can make this refresh here. Our high of the day on Sofi, 773. We're at 762 right now. Nice. We've got the high of the day on GameStop's 1641. We're at 1586. We're coming back to it. 12.7 million traded on GameStop. A SoFi volume, 12 million. Giddy up. We got the Dow up 80, S&P up 22, NASDAQ is up 91. Oil is up only 19 cents. Dead man walking oil. Isn't this something? Vilbus, I got some stink offers out there. Just needed to run up a bit, little bit, baby. Come and get me. Brian, remember, Gensler came out saying 90% of retail orders on GameStop didn't go to LIT markets, didn't go to light market. MSM keeps saying this is retail. If it is, there's a lot of buying from retail. Keep buying, please. I have a feeling there is institutional playing going on here. I am just feeling it that there are some hedge fund players nibbling up SoFi, nibbling up GameStop, watching the dips, jumping in, watching the dip, jumping in. And it's just up. We're up 220 on GameStop. We're up 28 on SoFi. We're on the roll. And Antigen is in the house.
Green across the board.
Green across the board.
Well, except for oil.
Except for oil slipping. It's still up, but it's slipping. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm pumped. Marcus is number 136 on the thumbs up meter. We got thumbs ups coming in here. We have folks letting us know how long they've been members. We're encouraging people to become a member of this channel. Upgrade your membership to gold bagel level membership. Get in with the party, kids. Thank you.
How was the pre-opening?
Oh, it was great. Oh, it was great. Thank you to Amy for your donation for a class. Amy is in class number 17. We'll be joining you and I for that. Yeah, folks are signing up for the class number 17, December 9. Folks are subscribing and folks are excited about this market. And why not? It's looking good. And we're getting really good vibes on this GameStop. There's something brewing here. You can't ignore this. The volume here of 13 million in 38 minutes. Hello, is anyone paying attention to the volume on GameStop? Hello, this is kind of like Biff here, you know. Hello, SoFi volume. SoFi volume 12.4 million. We weren't at 12.4 million in 38 minutes yesterday. No, we're at like 2.5, 3 million. Hello, 4 times normal. What is going on? I know what's going on. I think you guys are getting it too. Welcome all to the chat. Glad to have you here. New members, welcome. Existing members, welcome. Lurkers, subscribers, thank you for joining in. We love the lurkers, and we love it when people say to me, you know, I've been watching you for 2 years, and I finally decided to become a member, or I was a member of your channel when it was all about GameStop way back when, and I wasn't sure about the option thing. And now I've been kind of watching you sort of on the side here for 3, 4, 5, 6 months. And
I'm liking the option thing.
I want to be Alberto. I want to be Hector. I want to be Brian. I want to be Vilbus. I want to be Marcus. I want to be just like Whitefeather. I want in on this because all these other channels I'm following, all they talk about is catching dips and hot rumor on so-and-so and do this. And they don't have a plan. They don't make money when the markets go down. They only make money when the markets go up. And with Bruce's channel, people make money no matter what direction the market goes. It's unbelievable. Okay, Bruce, you've convinced me. I'm in. I've been taking classes one by one, and now I'm here.
Smarter.
I'm a member. I want to be a Gold Bagel member. I want that trade tip every day. I want the pre-alert show, and I want Wednesday nights primetime live with you and the gang. Absolutely Away we go. Are we having fun?
Today's pre-market must have been buckle up. Keep your hands and feet inside the carriage.
Buckle up, Buttercup. Yep, things are happening to us now. 1574 on GameStop, up 224. We were 1145 2 days ago.
Yes.
Yeah, 1145 2 days. I have said this on this channel 1 billion times, and I will say it one more time, and I will keep saying it. When the train leaves the station and starts moving, it doesn't stop to let you on at the last minute. It goes. If you're not on a train, you're not on that train.
You don't want to be the person
Too
running
bad.
on the platform that runs into the column at the end.
Bingo. Once this baby leaves the station, you're gone. Now you have to go to the next station or wait for the next train. There is no takebacks. There's no second chance on this stuff. You had your chance to buy in. You had your chance to make your moves. And those of you who have stuck it out with GameStop, you're getting a little run right now. Is it going to $100 a share? I don't think so. Could it? Yeah, of course. Of course it can. We've seen this before. But, $15, $16, $20, $22, $24. Yeah, sure. But you better be rolling your contracts. When it is at $24, $25, you should be writing 27.50s and 30s. I don't care if you're writing up to 2026 or not. I don't care. Yeah. You're going to take advantage of the highest right possible for as far as you can, for as much money as humanly possible, because what are you here for? My humble little accompaniment? You're here to look at my balding head and all of my unshaved hair? You're not here for that. You hate that.
You're here to buy a new double-door refrigerator with 2 ice machines.
That's what you're here for.
And credits out, did it fit in the space? Is it hooked up? Is everybody walking around with a glass full of ice?
You're here for that. You're here to remodel your house. You're here to pay off your car loans.
Go to Hawaii.
You're here to go to Hawaii. You're here to say goodbye to your credit card debt.
Buy a new car.
You're here to get a new car. You're here to maybe buy a new house. You're here to quit your day job, your wife's day job. You're here to move out of Illinois to Florida, or from wherever to California, wherever you want to go to. You have decided, the future, Bruce, you keep showing me ways to make this kind of money and more. I'm going to keep changing my life. It started with me saying goodbye to my fellow coworkers and thanking them for allowing me to work with them to kill myself. Thank you. And you moved on. And then it went to, I said goodbye to all my debts. Then it went to, I got a new car. Then it went to, my wife and I went to Europe for a month.
Making sure mom and dad are set.
Yeah, we went to Europe for a month and traded options there.
Yeah.
Now I'm looking after mom and dad. We're moving to where mom and dad are living in Scottsdale. We're moving there now in our 40s. They're in their 70s. We're now buying our own place in Scottsdale, and we're going to retire there starting now. We're now beginning our future life in Scottsdale rather than waiting 15 more years, or maybe we'll inherit mom's house, dad's house down there, condo. Maybe got to fight the siblings for that place. No, we bought our own. We bought our own brand new place down there, and we're living that life now because of this. That's what you're here for. That's what you're doing around here. Jen and I can read you people like a cheap novel, you greedy capitalist. You're not fooling us. You're not fooling us. Spicy Andrews, Uncle Bruce, I wrote 15 GameStop calls, 50 of them for 77 cents 2 weeks ago, out to January. How should I play this?
Wow.
I'm under 11 grand right now. It's around $3 a pop. Well, you could easily buy some of them back and then write for the next year out, January. But you could write 15s further out, just do it that way. Or you could write 17s for a year further out. You can certainly check your option chain and look for the profitable trade. That's what you want to do. Watch the fluctuation of this market. Use stink bids and stink offers to get your fills. Don't pay market and take market. Be very, very calculated, very careful. You might do this trade this afternoon. Maybe the stock topped out here and it'll back off to 1450 for a while this afternoon and then run to 1517 tomorrow, and you'll do the trade this afternoon. You might do that.
Yeah, when it goes up like this, there's going to be profit.
Yeah. Could I just wait? Of course you could just wait. I mean, what are those contracts actually worth? The stock's at 1559. They're worth 59 cents each. That's their value. That's it. The rest of it is air. time premium, which we've talked about. Time is your friend if you take advantage of it. So, okay, well, maybe you should write a $15 call further out for more money. From 3 to 4, from 3 to 350, from 3 to 5. I don't know what they're going. You check the option sheet. Absolutely take the dough. Larry, good morning, Auntie Jen.
Good morning, Larry.
Brian, spicy. I think I'm going to put in stink bids to buy back in lots of 3 for my covered calls. And if they hit, I'll look to sell out to the summer and fall of 2024. Credit Savage. Yes, my Rivian rollovers triggered 2250s for June. I got 143, and now we'll use this money to take my daughter to see the Nutcracker in a few weeks. Thank you, gamblers. There you go. Credit Savage knows. Hector Salamanca, please, newbies, don't be Hector, be Alberto. Not a lurker anymore. Number 141, thumbs up. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, not a lurker.
Credit Savage. It all starts with class number 1. Kids,
that's right.
Write your first freaking covered calls and welcome to the party, pal. Absolutely.
Put your toe in the water and
not a lurker anymore. Hello, Auntie Jen.
Hello.
Robert Benson, here we go. Amy J, we just bought a new fridge, stove, microwave, and did a complete kitchen remodel. Laugh out loud. All thanks to option profits. What a great year this has been.
Don't you just love going in your kitchen when everything works?
It's so good. Brian, stink bid hit to buy back 3 covered calls on GameStop June 15th for $430. If they hit, looks like I can aim to sell October 15th, 18th, or January 18th. There you go. Pulling the string. Not one at all says, how much capital would you realistically need to bring in $1,500 in a month? There's a question. Well, if you take enough classes, you'll understand there's many ways to do it in the option business.
Yeah, some of them don't need a lot of cash up front.
You might be a cash secured put writer. You might be a deep in the money call buyer and a poor man cover call writer. You might be an iron condor creator. You might go the iron condor route. $1,500 a month depends on what kind of risk levels you are comfortable with and what kind of timing you want to give your contracts. You may find that you are into contracts that have 4 or 5 months to live and will bring you $3,000 and $4,000 or $5,000 in that time frame, which works out to this number. You may find that you need enough capital to have iron condors on QQQs, SPYs, and Apple. You may find that you need deep in the money calls on this stock. You may find cash secured puts for AI, for Sofi, for whatever. There is no answer. There's no one answer to this question. That's why there are 16 classes now. Take your time, relax, breathe.
That's right.
Chill, learn, absorb, and just analytically get ready. You're going to find as you hang out here long enough, certain trades that you see people doing, you won't do. You'll go, oh, no, that's too. I haven't got time to watch the market like these people have. There are going to be others that you're going to go, oh, I'll do what so-and-so is doing. Or lesson number 9, number 11, those lessons right there, you nailed it. That's what I'm going to do. I don't know how much money you have. I don't know how much money you could have.
What's your risk?
I don't know any of this. So, I don't have the answer. But there is an answer. There's probably more than one. And so just asking right there is telling me your wheels are spinning. Okay, you're on the right track. But this is not
the right question.
Yeah. There are other channels out there who might say to you, just buy this and it'll turn into that and all your problems are solved. I'm sorry.
We don't want robots. We want thinkers.
I can't give you that kind of advice, and I would never do that. That is pie in the sky thinking. Those kinds of channels I have seen come and go every year for the last 6 years. They don't last long. Some get lucky once in a while, maybe. Fair enough, but no, that is not what you want to be doing here. You want income every month. You are a methodical kind of trader. You're going to be a methodical investor. And so you need to learn how this is done. And this is why the classes start with number 1 right off the get-go. Brian, no one-on-one, no one at all, I would say around, number 1, I would say around 10 grand, says Brian. That's Brian's prediction, but I don't know what Brian's recommending you to do. Granite Savage, ooh, yeah. Uncle Bruce, turns out we need a new microwave.
See? See?
Black Friday's still
Don't
going
forget
on.
the dishwasher.
The Black Friday sale is still going on at Lowe's. Try to get a fancy microwave today, courtesy of these awesome gamblers. There you go. Alberto, Auntie Jen, how you doing?
How you doing,
How you
Alberto?
doing? Alberto's got a beautiful photo up for his avatar. He's got me and him
Oh, yeah.
smiling together.
know.
You got to love it. And Zed Estate, could GameStop get a new CEO to replace Cohen?
Oh, that can always happen.
Anything can happen, but let me ask you, why would GameStop get someone else? Stock's rocking. I think the company's making money. He's not being paid any money. Anyone they hire is going to cost them money. What do they need a new CEO
when
for?
the van is rocking, don't bother knocking.
Don't bother knocking. Zed Estate, what are you talking about? No, Brian, thank you, says no one at all. Not a lurker. Cash Secure puts her up 15%, baby. Not a lurker for Sofi. Brian, Zed Estate, are you crazy? His following is massive. That would kill GameStop. Why would he leave? Alberto, Hector, he's laughing and crying. Not a lurker anymore. Okay, back to work. No, number one, working my way through class number 5 right now. Thanks for the advice, Uncle B. You got it. Brian, Zed Estate would be good for our covered calls, though. Oh, yeah, you want the stock to go down. You want Cohen to leave, have the stock go down so your covered calls go down, and then what? And watch it keep going.
And all about me world, yes.
Zed.
I'm still
Brian.
in these pens.
Oh, no.
You're sharp enough. I get to steal the sharp.
Oh, my.
I got.
You got work to do. You got writing to do.
Say things to do.
Well, Auntie Jen, thank you for popping in
Bye,
to
guys.
see
Have
us.
a great Wednesday.
Yes, indeed.
See you tonight for the other show.
Tonight, Primetime Live with Uncle Bruce, 7 o'clock tonight. Don't miss it if you're a Gold Bagel member. Thank you, Auntie Jen. Credit Savage, Uncle Bruce. I start my day fighting with I start my day fighting with a 5 and a 9-year-old so they can wake up, use the restroom, dress and eat so they can get to school. I change a diaper of a 2-year-old and I give them a bottle. There's no excuse not to take those classes. There you go. Mandu number 5. Good morning. All of number 145 thumbs up right now. Stephen Butler, good show. I have to leave for an appointment. Rock and roll, Steve. Thank you. Credit Savage. If I can trade on my phone while doing all of the above and do it while making coffee and breakfast for myself and the wife, anyone can do it. Cover call, so easy. A caveman can do it. Absolutely. Wing Commander created an Iron Condor. Uncle Bruce recommended on Spider, 410 and 480s for $200, $8 credit. Rolled January 32.5 AIs into April 35s for $135 credit. Rolled GameStop 10s Jan 25 into 5s Jan 26 for $4. Love this. Well done, Wing Commander. Hector, Auntie Jen just mark each packing box as miscellaneous. Oh, thank you all for being here. It's been a hell of an opening, hasn't it? It's just been wild. We're up 41 on the Dow, 14 on S&P, 52 on NASDAQ. We're now coming into the first hour of trading, 8:23, I guess. SoFi, 764 last trade. We're up 30 cents a share here. The high of the day on SoFi, 773 already. This is quite normal, these kinds of patterns, but the volume is above lately normal. We're now at 14.2 million volume on SoFi. GameStop at 1515 here, volume 15 million. Very much above normal. We don't do anything near this on a typical day. Yes, there is all kinds of speculation going on these stocks. The question is, where are they going and how fast? Those of you in the option writing business, you're just sitting here rubbing your hands going, this is great. Oh, this is fantastic. I love it. When the stocks go up, my portfolio goes up in value. When the stocks really go up, I do rollovers on my contracts and I bring in more cash. This is great. They stay level for a few days. All the premiums start to filter away, and my calls to buy them back just gets cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. I'm rubbing my hands, watching myself get richer. The stocks have a bad week, a bad month. The market goes down for a while. All the contracts I wrote up here are now dripping all the way down to here. I am now buying them back and rolling into lower priced contracts for more money down the road. Thank you very much. I win any way this market wants to go. I hang out with this guy and I hang out with these kids over here, and it's so dang easy. I can't believe it's allowed. I cannot believe I'm allowed to do this as a small retail investor. It blows my mind. I thought only the big banks could do this. I thought only the big hedge funds could do this. I had no idea that I could make 5,000 a month, 10,000 a month, 20,000 a month, 40,000. I didn't know I could get into this. I had no idea. And now I understand, oh, that's why so-and-so hedge fund is in the so-and-so building in Manhattan, and they've got 5 floors and their rent is $1 million a month. And they just pay it $1 million a month rent, schmuck money. And they got 500 employees. Their payroll is 30 million, 40 million, whatever that is, schmuck money. No problem. The dumb money on Wall Street is what they're taking off the table. It's unbelievable. I'm taking my 5, 10, 20, 30,000 a month off the table. Thank you very much, gamblers. I love being a casino. This is fun stuff. I should start charging for parking. If I could start doing that, man, this would be great. Oh boy, are we having fun or what? Oh boy, Hector, laugh a lot, all negative now. It's all negative. Oh my gosh, here we go. Fun stuff, kids. We got all kinds of stuff going on. We're up 22 on the Dow. We're at 760 on Sofi, 517 on GameStop. We've got a 22-point gain on the Dow, make it 17. We're up 12 on S&P. We're 47 on NASDAQ. We're going to go through these. We're going to have waves of buying, waves of selling, waves of buying. This is what's going on, consolidation of the market. Remember, we're into tax loss selling now. This is tax loss selling season. So there's going to be gyrations in this market. Beach Boy, hi, Uncle Bruce. How pressed should I be rolling February and March 7 covered calls? I could just buy back and wait a little bit. Any thoughts? What are your thoughts about rolling February and March $7 covered calls? Well, look, it's how anxious do you feel? What kind of added money can you haul in? I'm just I have only got so many comments to make about. I can only say the same thing a million times. I can only say the same thing so many times. Alberto Beach Boy, you wrote on Sofi. Alberto, no apple pie for you. Look, I don't recommend writing covered calls on Sofi. I recommend writing cash secured puts on Sofi. But again, I'm when you feel a profit is a profit, you take it. But I think there's some phenomenal opportunities here. Sofi hasn't even started yet. This is a nothing burger so far. Nice to see the volume coming in, though. I like this. Beach Boy, the Febs I wrote for 98 and for March 112. I think that's taking too little money off the table for such an incredible opportunity. But hey, whatever it's doing, it's doing. If the stock does a little pullback and you can score these and then rewrite down the road at higher strikes, if that's what you want to do, knock yourself out. Credit Savage, why would you sell cover calls for February on Sofi? Earnings are then, dude, right, cash secured puts. Alberto, close them out and sit and relax. Cash secured puts only, man. That's what we're doing. Well, to each his own. Again, everyone is different and has different situations. I don't tell you how you handle your dough. You do it. And if it works, it works. And then you're a genius and great. I can give you ideas. I can give you thoughts. I can give you my opinion on where I'm at, but I don't trade, as many of you know. And if you don't know, I don't trade in the market. I am just here as a commentator. I'm a color man, and my opinions are mine, and it's your money. And you do what works for you the way you like it. And there it is. Okay, what else is going on here? Hector Alberto Beach Boy likely has a $5 purchase price here. Credit Savage, exactly, Uncle Bruce. My cash secured puts on Sofi. 650s for December 15th. Those are 12 cents. I got 31 for those. Dude, do I have to say it, Beach Boy? Do I have to say it? Roll over. The Credit Savage, I'm going to leave alone. I'm going to leave alone them cash secured puts because I want the stock. I dare you to give it to me. I dare you to give me that stock. 762 right now on Sofi, up 27.28 cents on the day. The low of 743, high of 773. Dow is up 39 points. We're up 14 on S&P. We're up 57 on NASDAQ. Oil down, negative 49 cents a barrel. Oil is now at 75.89, has gone into the red. There it is. 14.92 on GameStop. All of a sudden, those $15 call writers out there can go, oh, gee, hey, these are backing off. They're out of the money now. Maybe I can do a buyback and a rollover here. I could maybe, there you go. Those of you who want to write cash secured puts on GameStop, you might write $15 cash secured puts for January 2025. You might write $14 cash secured puts for January 2025. I don't know. You figure it out. There will be swings. This isn't a one-way market, kids. It never will be, never can be, but there are opportunities to trade contracts on swings. And so some of you might be doing buybacks on stink buys on some of these calls you wrote, and you'll write again. It's up to you how you want to play this. There are 16 classes available on how to do a lot of this stuff. Welcome to the party, all of you who have joined Jen and I today. What a day we have had here today. Unbelievable. Thank you all for your comments and emails and just dropping notes to us. Let us know how you're doing. Way to go, kids. It's exciting stuff. It really is. 152 thumbs ups and counting. We need 48 more, and we got 200. Is that possible? Out of the 194, 195 you who are here, are there 48 of you out there that can hit that thumbs up button, get us to 200 thumbs ups today? We have not had 200 thumbs ups in quite some time. We are now at 159, 150, whatever, 153. I don't know where we're at. We're jumping all over the place on the thumbs up meter. Thank you all for helping out. If you can hit it and give us some momentum to 200 thumbs ups. That would be awesome sauce. Okay, there you go. Fun times. No dull moment here whatsoever. This is really something. What else is happening here? Yep. 19 minutes ago, GameStop stock soars towards its biggest two-day gain in 9 months. Nobody saw that coming a couple of days ago. All of a sudden, here it is. It will jump, though. Back and forth we go. 14.93, 14.98 right now. And we've got 7.66 on Sofi right now, up 32 centinos. The Qs are up 177. The Spiders are up 157. Enphase 101.05 up 195. The Dow up 38 points. Apple up 57. We've got Netflix down 380, Adobe down 54 cents. We have AI up $1. We got NVIDIA up 520, Tesla up 430, Rocket Labs up 21 cents to 461. We've got Matterport at 264, up 9.5. SmartRent unchanged, 329. That's had a good run lately. Owens Corning up 279, ATIP up 24, Unity up 144, Google down 66 cents, Moderna at $80.50 up 230, Cisco up 51, Pfizer up 47, IBM up 111 to 156.76. If you buy IBM stock now, you yield 4.2% on your dividend, which is kind of equal to a 10-year treasury. Very interesting. PQ up 47 cents to 29.10. Microsoft down 314, hitting all-time highs yesterday. Even this morning, 384.30, the all-time ever high. Now 379.70, down $3, trading at 36 times earnings. Interesting trading on Microsoft. ME up 3 cents to 90. Topped out today at 93.6. This stock will break $1. It's going to break $1. It might go to 115.20 not too long from now. There is a buyer nibbling this up. It has been obvious for weeks. There's been a buyer nibbling away the ME stock. Long-term, maybe insider related, I don't know. But ME is heading to 120, in my humble opinion, in not too long a time frame. It has to break $1 to avoid the delisting notifications. And that's the first stop right there. Amazon down 32 cents. Home Depot up 147. Vanik up 296. Goldman up 430. Boeing up 120. Facebook down $6 here. Meta 333 a share. Target up 37 cents. JP Morgan up 159. Costco down 420. Walmart down 2.30, Disney down 90, American Airlines up 26, DraftKings up 5 cents, AMC up 41 to 710, Royal Caribbean up 35 cents at the moment. Those are some of the stocks we are following here, right now. GameStop just broke 15 again. It's on its way higher again. All right, kids, so much fun. Never a dull moment around here. Let's see what's going on here. Luca, Uncle Bruce, thank you for the advice. I'll follow up. Ciao, Auntie Jen from Luca. Hector, good show today, Uncle Bruce. Thank you very much. Luca, I'm logging behind 15 minutes. Train Wi-Fi is crap. Alberto, I play with the 10 covered calls on Sofi, which I wheel for pennies. I use these 10 for my grandchildren to learn the wheel, so they will be proficient once I gift them the shares and that I have for them. Marie, is there a reason why we should select options 3 weeks in the month? I know they expire on the third week traditionally, but does that matter anymore? Yes, it does. Much higher volumes and tighter spreads traditionally on the third week of the month on contracts. Alberto, I'm holding out to right on Sofi once it's double my average. I am not at 649 average right now, so it's going to go higher before I write any calls on Sofi. 675 now, 31-cent gain. We're only 8 cents away from the high of the session on Sofi. Again, we're climbing. Volume on Sofi now is over 15.5 million. On GameStop, 15.12. We're up again here. 16.7 million. We seem to be rising again. It's really going with waves. Get ready for that. Just accept it. It is the normal at the moment. Tons of fun out there. 34 points on the Dow. We're up 12 on S&P. We're up 44 on NASDAQ. They're all ahead, but just slightly so far. Oil is going lower, down 67 now. 75.74. Oil is dropping. Way to go, Alberto. Way to go, Marie. I see Teslas everywhere in Ottawa, by the way. Teslas everywhere. You're going to see them in every major city, all over the place. The infrastructure is there for electricity. People plug it in at home. So much hype is talked about how electric cars can't be sold in the millions because the electrical grid can't handle it. What they don't talk about, these idiots who are just deniers of reality, that 95% of cars that are electric are charged up at night when electricity demand is way down by 90%. It's way down. Cars charged at night, the electricity is available. It's the cheapest price. In the evenings, people don't even buy upgrades. They plug it into the 110 outlet and are adding 5.5 miles an hour to their cars. A lot of people who drive Teslas only charge them to 80% of the range. It might be 270 miles, 400 kilometers. They only need to charge 40, 50 miles a day. That's all they're driving anyway, Monday to Friday. So every night they plug it in at 5 at night and they get up at 6 in the morning, unplug it, and they got another 50, 60 miles of range. They've already topped out the battery. Every day, this is a nothing burger. But all these rumors and all these fear mongers, oh, you're going to be stranded in the middle of the nowhere. How many times do you go for a drive to the middle of nowhere? I mean, come on. People get a holiday, once a year? They take a trip to mother-in-law's house once every 6 months. I mean, come on. Really? It's a joke. There's Teslas everywhere, and there will be many, many more. Lots in Brockville as well, Marie. Teslas everywhere. Calgary, oil country. I'm in the heart of the Canadian oil patch. All the head offices for the oil business are here. 1,500 companies, Teslas everywhere. Because oil executives don't want to buy gas either. They don't want to pay $4 a gallon or $3.50 a gallon. They don't want to pay it. They'll rather plug it in. It's a way cheaper. No muffler, no transmission, no oil changes. Hello. They're not stupid. They're in the oil business, but they're not stupid. They know, yeah, I'll drive an electric car. Let someone else buy the oil. Bobby Atkinson, yeah, what are you doing in the middle of nowhere? I mean, what are you doing in the middle of nowhere? I mean, come on. There's people, everybody who buys an electric car is going to go for a drive through Death Valley now. Like, wake up. I mean, come on. People think people are stupid. It's unbelievable how dumb some people think we are. It's insulting. It's really insulting. Bobby, yeah, what are you doing in the middle of nowhere? Alrighty. Thank you all. 45-point bump in the Dow. We're coming on again, it looks like. Spire's up 20 cents to 516. Enphase 101.44 up 233. Spiders are up 136. Qs are up 126. GameStop 15.20 up $1.70. This is a pretty good 2 days. SoFi 674 up 30 cents, 660, 765. It's coming on again, 15.7 million. Where is all the selling on SoFi? Where is all this panic, get me out at any price on SoFi? There's none. There isn't any. There are more buyers than sellers, and the buyers are starting to get impatient because the stock isn't coming in fast enough. Even at 765, it's not coming in fast enough because those in the know are going, what would I sell SoFi for? The company's about to report a profitable quarter coming up in like the next 2 months. The quarter after that, they're going to start predicting how much money per share they're going to make for the year 2024. Why would I sell a stock at 764 when the likelihood is that they're going to make 50 cents a share next year? They could make $1 a share the year after that. A company that goes from losing money to making 50 cents a share in 1 year to making $1, $1.50 the next year to $2 to $3 a year after that is not going to trade at 10 times earnings. Sorry, that's not the way this works. When investors know and feel and believe that a 40% growing company, which SoFi is going to earn these kinds of profits in the next 3 years, why would they even think under $50 PE multiple? There is no way it'll trade at a 10 or a 20 time PE multiple. But a 50 time multiple on a 50 cent earnings, that's 25 a share. A 50 time multiple on $1, $50 a share. Let's say it's 40 times multiple in the next year. On $1 a share, that's a $40 stock. $2.50 a share profit on a 30 time multiple, $75 a share. We're at 762. Why would you sell it at 762 if you believe that this is the next 2 to 3 year pattern for this company? I know it. I believe it, but not enough people do yet. That's why it's still here. Because Bruce, I know what you're saying to me. You're going, Bruce, if you're so freaking smart, why is the stock 762 then? You know all this. You believe all this. Then why is it 763? Good question. Very good question. Simple answer. Not enough Uncle Bruce's know or believe yet. But that's coming. Time will fix all the issues here. Awareness will come. And it'll be late awareness. There will be people when the stock's at 15 to 20 a share. At that point in time, there will finally be investors who will finally admit, you know what? That old fart was right 6 months ago, a year ago. He was right. They are going to make $1.50 next year. That's true. But they're not going to trade at 40 times earnings. So forget that pie in the sky $50 stock, Bruce. You just get out of here. It's 15 and that's it. It's where it is now. They make $1 a share, $15 is all they're going to trade for. I don't think so. I don't think so. The enough awareness of that kind of profitability coming out the next 2 to 3 years, this stock is going to trade at 30, 40, 50 times earnings today. It's going to trade at much higher multiples. This stock has a long way to go before it's anywhere near topping it. But that's, again, just the old fart sitting in Calgary saying, hey, everybody, thank you for joining me today from around the world. So great to have you here. Thank you for a bunch of you who are newbies who are following us for the first time, or those of you who have been around a while. Good to have you here. We're expensive. We're excited about the upside, and the shares are going to be expensive one day. Brian, GameStop, 17 million volume. SoFi, 16 million volume. This doesn't happen ever. Brian, JJ, how often are you replacing your battery? Remember, EVs don't need oil changes twice a year. How much less maintenance on an EV? Brian, isn't a battery every 10 years? Isn't that normally when you buy a new car anyways? And batteries are going to be what? 8 to 10, 12 grand? In 10 years, the cost of a battery is going to be half of what it is now. And 5, 10 years after that, half again. Prices of batteries are going to plummet. Remember, you're going to be paid to give up your old one. Your old one will be recycled into a new one. And with government regulation about recycling, used batteries from Teslas or anybody else are going to be worth money, baby, because they're going to be 80% effective when people turn them in. People actually think that Tesla batteries will go to zero performance in the next 5-10 years. That's not true at all. Absolutely not true. So many just are uneducated in what the battery is all about. The people who buy Teslas, 99% of them do their research and they know, oh yeah, I'm going to put 15,000 miles a year on my car, 20,000 miles a year on my car. This battery is good for 200,000 miles at this high charge. That's 10 years, easy, of course, maybe 15. And between now and that time, I'm probably going to get a new one because I love the new model. I'm probably going to, I might even buy a used one as my next one. And the first thing I'm going to do is replace the battery. There's that too. I'm not worrying about that at all. Big E, neat. Absolutely. Hector applied driving to the middle of nowhere to a Model T Ford in 1920. Hector, neat. Alberto, battery replacement will have a lot of my sister's Prius is at 300,000 miles. No issues whatsoever. There you go. There it is right there. Bobby Atkins, old batteries are being purchased by Carbon Capture Company. I read the other day, used batteries are worth money. Oh, they're worth money. You might have to pay 10 grand for a new one. I bet you'll get 4 for the old one. You might get more. I think the price of used batteries will keep rising and the price of new batteries will keep dropping. And there will be a point where there's a rollover price. This won't be that prohibitive whatsoever. No valve jobs being done. No catalytic converter stealing worries. No mufflers having to be replaced. Brake jobs are very slight. Maybe once every 10 years, you'll do a brake job on a Tesla. I mean, come on. You don't need to buy oil. No oil changes, rip-offs, all those filters they try to sell you. Yeah, tune-ups, playoffs. No, none of that whatsoever. Oh, we're going to have fun. Kids, you're going to have so much fun going forward. A much simpler life when it comes to cars and maintenance of cars, and much cheaper to operate. Oh, it's good times. We're up 62 on the Dow right now, guys. Thank you for being here. 13-point gain on S&P, 44 on NASDAQ. We seem to be climbing a little bit now. The EIA reports that there are gains in U.S. crude and product supplies. Lower oil price coming your direction here in a few minutes, if this is true. We got GameStop at $15.34, up $1.85 a share. We got Sofi at $7.63. Doesn't want to give up any ground. It's just a dime away from a high of the day and higher. Watch for that. What else is going on? Uncle Bruce, Brian is asking, do you think that selling cash secured puts on Sofi is still smart? Yes. Oh, yeah, of course. Selling cash secured puts at wherever the stock is always a good idea. Whether you're selling 10s, you're going to write 11s or 12s, you're going to write 9s or 8s. Take as much money off the table as you can possibly take because this stock is going to go higher. Boom. There you go. Yeah. Alberto, 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty on any Model Y. There you go. Dude, so I adjusted the GP tip to November. The GB tip. GB. Help me here. I'm too phased here. From November 1 to a 260 sell, 270 buy, 230 sell, 240 buy. And I put in a little into it, took in a bit, paid a bit, trying to eke it out here. What do you think? Again, I don't know. What are you talking Tesla? I don't know what you're talking about. You're not giving me enough here. GB. I'm sorry. I'm two-faced right now. I'm tired. Dean, my buddy, buys Tesla batteries after being in a crash, sells them to auto service training companies and cottage owners who want solar storage. Isn't that amazing? Hector, Dean, I like that cottage solar battery option. That's smart. Dude, now I got a 506 credit and the strikes are much tighter. That's the Gold Bagel tip from November 1. Oh, okay. Great. What was the tip on November 1? November 1, Tesla. So yeah, okay. Rock and roll. Well done. Gold Bagel member. Okay. I'm getting you. Bobby, largest expense, tires. Those are the biggest expense you're going to have with a car are tires. Isn't that interesting? Oh my, isn't this fun? Thank you all. 1536 on GameStop, 758 on Sofi. And what an interesting run we've got going here, kids. You've got work to do. You have money to make. Pick up some classes, enjoy those. Let me know if you have any issues with your links. If you've watched a couple of classes, move into class 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Just get going. Just get going. Watch everyone. You will pick up more and more juicy little tidbits of info. You will see the reaction and the interaction between myself and the viewers, and you will constantly go, oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. You're going to get a pen and paper out, and you're going to start writing down some of these gems that you're going to learn, and you're going to make this part of your DNA. You're going to become very familiar with the psychology of the stock market, the option market, why people pay what they pay, how they do it, what they're thinking, and how you are going to take money from them. And you're just going to get smarter and smarter in this option writing business. And you're going to be in the top 10 percentile for what you know you're doing. And you're going to get up there. You're studying your way into that level, and you're in the upper 10% where all the private jet riders are. You're going to be hanging out with these peeps. And if you ever bump into somebody at an event and the topic of a stock trade comes up or an option trade comes up, and the person speaking is a multimillionaire talking about writing contracts, you're going to listen and go, I know exactly what he's talking about. I do that myself. This guy makes millions because he's got billions. I make thousands because I've got thousands. I can make tens of thousands. I'm going to make 20,000, 40,000. I'm going to make some serious money here. And I'll build myself into a nice little upper middle class lifestyle, and then I'll keep going from there. It's all good, Bruce. I'm in for the haul. Is this fun or what? Absolutely fantastic. BW number 169 lurking today. Number 169. Too many green tickers to manage today and possibly rolling to wait for shrinkage. All right, giddy up, everybody. I hope you're nice and busy, and I hope you're really happy with how it's going. Thank you all for your support. Join me tonight, 7 o'clock Eastern Time, Primetime Live with Uncle Bruce. It's Wednesday night. I'm on tonight at 7 Eastern. Join us. We'll talk about these stocks. We'll talk about these trades. We'll talk about your rollovers. You ask me questions. Let's take a look at your quotes. We'll take a look at your options tonight, and we'll try to help you go forward. Okay, everybody? Thank you all for all of your generosity, your PayPal donations, picking up class 17, picking up classes generally, one-on-ones. Let's get richer, and let's make this party work. Okay, everybody? Thank you. Alberto, I'm actually pricing out a Tesla solar battery system for my primary house. They are stating 3 days of battery backup without a charge for the size of my house. This is insane. Brian, GameStop moving so much. I have to keep changing my bids to buy back. Busy. Stink bids, stink offers. Credit Savage. Well, would you look at that? My Rivian rollovers are already taking a hit, and they're down 5%, just like that. Papa likes this. Thank you, Uncle Bruce. Starts with class number 1, kids. Thank you, Credit Savage of Wall Street. Keep making the money. And folks, get yourself educated, and welcome to our little party here. I will see you tonight, 7 o'clock. Otherwise, see you tomorrow morning for the trade tip of the day, the pre-alert show. It's my last show tomorrow from Calgary. I'm off on Friday. I'm flying to Palm Desert, and we'll be on the air next Monday as well. So, guys, thank you all. Let's see you tomorrow morning or tonight at 7 p.m. Okay, guys, have a good one. Talk to you later. Bye for now.